here? Where did we come from? What is a human existence? Why am I human? Why am I on earth? What is this all about? This humanness, this existence of life? Well, recently I was listening to a podcast and basically what he was saying was that we come from a one source, a one piece of energy, and we're somewhat fragmented from that in order for us to learn, in order for them to experience, just to experience anything in life while we are in existence. Donald Hoffman, Hoffman. And I was listening to this on the Lex Fridman podcast on YouTube. So what he was saying is that this was a case against reality, was the title of the podcast. And the idea that we're fragmented pieces of this one soul that they can experience life. So this client of mine and this friend of mine said, it was two separate people. They basically said the same thing, and that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, we're pieces of a one piece, and I mean, I'm a living soul and a being. So I started using an example of the game WoW, because with this one particular person, they had played the game WoW. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with World of Warcraft or anything, any type of games where you're an avatar and you design the avatar, you play the game or the existence through that avatar, and all of the gifts and the advantages and the tools and the warrior and all the stuff that the avatar has. So the argument was, no, but I'm a human being. I'm flesh. I can feel my arms. I can walk. I can see. I can hear. That's not the same as an avatar. And I said, well, it is, because basically your body is an avatar. If your soul left your body right now, your body would collapse. It would no longer be able to experience all of the sight, seeing, hearing, tasting, feeling, talking. It wouldn't be able to experience it. The body wouldn't. The body isn't experiencing it. It's a soul that's experiencing it through the body, and therefore it's the same thing as the avatar. You are using the avatar to play an unrealistic and yet very real game, because you are instructing and manipulating this avatar to do what you want it to do, to gain abundance and advantages and to level up. And also there's suffering around it. We lose, we get destroyed as avatars in a game. We have to start again. We lose points. We might lose people and connections. But also on top of that, people that are real big gamers, they do connect to the people that are also involved in the game, such as WoW, World of Warcraft. So it's the same thing. This being, and the other idea that I came up with too is that everyone else in the game is experiencing their experience because you're experiencing yours. They're playing against you. They're playing with you. They're losing because of you. They're winning because of you. And it's all in that interaction with that game. Now, you're not playing with absolutely every single person in the World of Warcraft. You're playing with your pod, with your group of people, whether you've pre-chosen that group or you met them along the way. That's the same thing with life. So we want to conceptualize it. We want to make it into form. We want to actualize it and label it. So we want to say like, oh, well, who is this person, this thing, this entity that fragments itself, and then we become pieces, fragmentations of that, and then become these little human beings that experience life in very challenging in ways. But we can't do that. I can't even begin, nor do I think Donald Hoffman thought that he could begin to explain exactly what that is in human terms, because it's inconceivable and unexplainable in human terms. Of course, you probably have the question that I always have, and it's that why the severe suffering? I mean, people who experience severe, unexplainable, and unexcusable, painful life experiences. Why would that being want to experience that? So the answer that I received around that is that if you're playing a game of WoW, you're definitely going to see people that are really bad at it, that are in destruction, or they're mean, or they cheat, or they're revengeful or vengeful. They're not doing it for fun. They're actually staying up night after night, day after day, by drinking coffee and high energy drinks, not getting any sleep, trying to get through this. In fact, this person who has played WoW, this friend of mine, said that they know people that have died because they would stay up. They can't stop. It became an addiction, and they went lack of sleep, lack of food, and too much caffeine or too much stimulants. Now, that's not very common. And so you go like, well, why would a person? So it's the choice of the avatar. It's a choice of the human, what they want to do once they become that form. Now, of course, there's the ones like, well, I didn't choose to be born into a severely abusive situation. And that is outside of the realm of this reality in an illusion. That's outside of it. I do believe that some people are volunteer to represent the evil in the world, either by being a victim or being evil themselves, and or there's karma. So they've done something and they need to learn a lesson from what they've done, and or they are evil. They really are. And they're not a part of that source that wants to experience that. That's another source. So there's more than one source that wants to experience life through a living being. Anyways, that's my download that I received whilst in conversation after expressing to them this interesting podcast that I listened by Donald Hoffman, who is a cognitive scientist at UV Irvine and the author of A Case Against Reality. But I also believe he was in The Secret, the movie The Secret. Don't quote me on that, but he may be. So, reality versus illusion. What do you think? Love your comments below. Namaste.